IT security industries, working with almost all the clients, irrespective of their regions, maybe in EMEA, APAC, or likewise. So that is what I am still continuing to pursue, to interact with much and more and clients, and also know the real stats and how what is the need of the customers and all, right? So what they are looking for their businesses to have the much more secure way. And while I interact with them, okay, listening to their concerns and their approaches in terms of how would they really like to optimize their security, right? So I am using the word optimize here because no matter whether it is a small business, a medium business, or it's an enterprise level business, right? So everyone has their own networks, some sort of devices that they have deployed into their system, or into their DCs or into their environments, right, to ensure security at an extent. Some has done good, some cannot afford all types of devices and all, right? So it's I do listen to their concerns and all, right? So I have a fair idea why Fortigate is one of a leading firewall in this market, okay? And why, as per the latest Gartner December report, right, December 2022, which is the latest release. If anyone does follows the security news, you might have learned that as per Gartner 2022, the Fortigate firewall is the leader, right? It's on top. Okay, so at few of the some few of the categories, there were Palo Alto, which was up, but even in those such categories, the Fortigate has beaten them, and it has now moved up. And if you see, Fortigate has been leader, right, at number one position now. If I say as per Gartner December report, it's leader with reference to SD-WAN, it's leader with reference to your SMEs, right? It's leader with reference to the enterprise level customers. So it is leading in terms of the Fortigate firewall. So that's the category which I am focusing on. Okay, I'm not focusing on some different or some other Gartner categories. Here we are going to focus upon the product Fortigate firewall. Now, why I'm giving you that insight is, the reason behind it is because there are a lot of courses in the market, right? There are a lot of devices. You name it, and it's you will find at least 6 to 7 products which are really good. It's not that bad or it is not that good or something to that. No, it's not about that comparison at all. Every courses more or less talks about the same thing, right? Because if someone has to, let's take an example, right? So for an example, if let's say I have to learn the OSPF, right? So whether you learn the OSPF on a Cisco router, or you learn that OSPF on a Juniper router, or for an example, checkpoint device, right? Palo Alto, Fortigate, and likewise, no matter which product you are working on, the configuration may change, but the essence, that how an OSPF should behave and how an OSPF literally exchange the routes, building the neighborship, right? Those LSA message, right? The hello exchange will happen, DBD exchange will happen, BDR will be elected, and all those kinds of things, right? Every device follows that standard. Why? Because it's an RFC, right? So as per the RFC document, whatever the OSPF behavior is mentioned, irrespective of the product model, you have to do that, right? So this is why it's not that, okay, then why I should go for Fortigate, right? Why I should go for NSE 4 or 7 for that matter, right? I can go for any other certifications as well. Yes, you can. But the catch here is that why not to go with a leader, right? Why you want to learn something which is not now holding any much more relevance when it comes to the security product. Okay, so like I mentioned, I'm focusing on the security product. And it's not my word against yours. You can easily search for the Gartner report for latest 2022. I have not updated my slides for that latest, but even if you see in January also, okay, in Jan also, the entry was Fortinet was at the top, right? If you see, it's for the enterprise. If you see the other one, it is similar to that, right? It's also for the SMEs and all, distributed enterprises, some which is in between. If you see next, it is with reference to small medium. Fortinet is in top. So it's not that Fortigate firewall is something which has, okay, maybe a quarter or two it has just excelled. It's a fluke. Okay, it is not that a fluke. If you check the record, you will see from last almost 4 to 5 years, it has been a leader, standing in top. No one has been able to beat it. And since I have really worked closely on this product, so I really know the difference. Okay, I have worked on multiple devices. I have heard the customers talking about that. So I know the difference based upon my past experience, that why Fortinet is leading into that. Okay, why Fortigate firewall specifically is leading into that. Okay, so this is the it's like what I have garnered throughout it's like working onto this product. I would like to share the same thing during this course. Now, this course is constituted that it's not an NSE 4 course, or it's not an NSE 7 course. Okay, it's a course that is designed. We in like networkings, we have clubbed it. Okay, we have clubbed the NSE 4 and 7 both, along with the SD-WAN, and then we have formed this course. The reason for clubbing two certification modules into a single course is because the concepts and topics that it covers, either in NSE 4 or NSE 7, it's exactly same or almost same. Okay, except one or two concepts. NSE 4 and 7 mostly talk about the same thing. The only difference is that in NSE 4, it is designed in order to check your configuration and manageability skills, as well as basic troubleshooting. Okay, so NSE 4 do not ask that, hey, you should be having a thorough knowledge. Okay, it only let me take a simplest example. For example, you want to block a website, right? So NSE 4 will simply see that, do you know how to block a website? What are the options available with you that you can use in order to block a website? You may do it with reference to by simply deploying a policy, maybe using a web filter, maybe using a DNS filter. It's up to you. So do you know what are the options that you have in your hand to achieve a certain task? And if some issues happen, let's say the initial configurations is not working, can you do the basic checks, basic troubleshooting? That is what the NSE 4 checks. So when you clear your NSE 4 examination, you actually prove that you are a efficient administrator of the Fortigate firewall. You can manage, you can configure, and you can also do the initial troubleshooting. But when you come with an NSE 7, and if you clear that, that proves that you do not only can manage, you can not only configure, but you can also do the in-depth troubleshooting. That means you have a proper understanding of that why I am going to achieve website blocking using web filter. You exactly know how does a web filter works. And for that matter, if something goes wrong, you exactly know where to look at and at what extent. So these are the questions which has been answered by NSE 7. So in networking, we thought, right, that, hey, if we are going to talk about the same thing, right, if I'm going to tell you about web filter, why I should only give you the half-baked knowledge? Why not we start from the basics and go till the extent as we can, right? So that's why we clubbed this module into an it's like combining with the NSE 4 and 7. Okay, with like upcoming slides, I will exactly show you the topics. Okay, and you will feel yourself that it's almost same. The only thing is extent of knowledge. That's the difference between NSE 4 and 7. Extent of knowledge. Okay, so why we are going to have a half-baked knowledge, right? So that's the whole purpose of this course, that whatever the topic that we pick up, we will start it from basics and end it till the extent we can reach. Okay. Now, saying that, who should be attending this course? This course should be attended by someone who is having the basics understanding of network. Now, when I say basics, what do I mean by that? See, to tell it in a simple term, if I say that, hey, look, your PCA is in the network 192.168.1.1/24. And he wants to ping to the PC 192.168.2.1/24. Do you know how does this ping work? If yes, this course is for you. Do you know why an ARP query is raised? If yes, this course is for you. So what I'm saying is, if you have the basic understanding of OSI model, that IP is the major protocol at layer 3. TCP and UDP is the major protocol at layer 4, right? Transport layers. TCP performs three-way handshake. You know that? This course is for you. Because some of you might, I'm actually not sure, but some of you might be from a background where you might be working with the routers and switches mostly, right? But you are here to like transition yourself into a security domain. And what's the better device to do that? Fortigate. Of course, it's the best. But you might have questioned that, hey, I have been working with router and switches and like, can I move to the security domains and all? That is what I mostly get. But to answer that, yes, you can. The main difference with reference to router, was like routing engineer and like security engineers, security engineers do interact with, it's like their thought process is not only limited that, hey, how a packet should be able to, it's like how you can configure your device to route a packet to some specific destination. It's going beyond that. It's not only about forwarding the packets, but also ensuring that the communication, the mode of communication is safe and secure. Right? You are also implementing the security onto the communications. Okay, how you can do that? There are several other features. Like for example, I will give you NGFW features which involves inspections, UTMs, right? VPN is one of that, right? And so on. There are a lot of security concepts that we can apply each and everywhere, wherever there is a dealing with the packet forwarding. So overall, the essence lies in the basics. So if you have the basics, irrespective of your background, if you have the basics, this course is for you. Because anyhow, this course do not pre-assumes that you have a knowledge on to this product. No. We assume that you only have a background of basic network. Basic network. No knowledge of device at all. And from that scratch level, we will start and we will try to build up our fundamental blocks. That how we can work under this device. Okay. So this course is designed for someone who is having the basics. Okay. Now, like I mentioned, right? So if you see the NSE 4, let me jump to that quickly. If you see the NSE 4, so NSE 4 is actually divided into two parts. One section is security, where it covers the Fortigate security aspect. Okay, it like tries to give you the knowledge about that. And second is with reference to infrastructures. Okay, so if you see the topics now, let's see how does it starts. It starts with, okay, my pen is not working. I might have to restart, but okay, I will just be using my own audio then. Only to do that, but okay, fine, not an issue. Okay, see here, first thing, introduction and initial configuration. That means first know your device, right? So we'll start from at that point of view. And when I say know your device, that means it's not only that, hey, okay, I will tell you that, hey, look, they like Fortinet builds the security product. One of that product is called the Fortigate Firewall, and this like does these things are the features, are the main takeaways of this firewall, and then we are strictly going to jump into that role. No, even before initial configurations and all, you need to know about how does a Fortigate firewall behave. Okay, and that is something which is included in NSE 7. See, because it doesn't make sense that I simply opened the firewall and started telling you that, okay, see, this is how you have to define the policy, this is how you have to define a routing, and like this is what you have to do, right? That doesn't make sense. It's not about learning how or where I can define what. The big question is that if someone is giving you, and let's say you have a task in your hand, that, okay, hey, I have added a new network and I want this network to reach to a specific destination, then being as a Fortigate administrator, you should exactly know what kind of configuration is needed to be deployed there. That's the big question. Do I really need to configure a policy? Do I really need to apply the UTMs? Do I really need to go with the NATing? Do I have to go with some authentication? If NATing, what kind of NATing? Source NAT, DNAT, what I have to do? Right? Those are the big questions. Whenever we try to configure or like to achieve any desired result. Now, you can only answer these questions if you know how your firewall behaves. For example, if I'm sending a ping packet to the Fortigate firewall, and that ping packet is being sent out, okay? So when the firewall received that packet, and when the firewall is sending that packet out, what did the firewall do? Did the inspection first? Did it check the authentication first? Did it do the NATing first? Or like did it directly went to routing lookup or like doing the policy lookup first? What did it do? That's the basic question. If you know that, it's very easy for you to configure a device. And I will tell you that, okay, when we will start our courses, I will tell you my first thing is to let you know how this device functions. That is really important, and that concept we will be using till the end of this course. I will configure anything by using just that single concept, and I will show you that it's never my word against yours. Okay, I never follow that approach when I teach this course. Whatever I will tell you, it's my responsibility. It's my responsibility. It's the onus onto me to prove that, and I will prove you with logs. After all, we all are network engineers, right? So we do not believe any words. We only believe logs. Logs is the ultimate book for us, right? So anything that I will tell you with terms of concept and all will be supported by logs. Okay, so that we are firm that yes, my concept is correct. Now, telling that there are several other features, like for example, security fabric. Okay, so this is a licensed feature, so we will not be going into much into that, but yes, we will be giving an understanding that what it is. Okay. So what is security fabric? Similarly, firewall policies, NATing, authentications, logins. How does a firewall behaves in terms of certificates? Where the which are the conditions or which are the use cases where the firewall uses the certificate and in what manner? Okay, so we will see that as well. And this web filtering, application control, antivirus, IPS, these are the UTM features, unified threat management. Even it is only listing 4, but we are going to cover DNS filter, video filter, file filter as well. 3 more are there. Okay. In terms of VPNs, yes, we have the SSL VPN, and also we have the site-to-site IPsec VPN. Okay, so we are going to cover the entire VPN. Now, the word that I use, entire VPN, do not only mean that I'm going to rely upon SSL and IPsec only. No, there is one more VPN, which is in much more advanced form. That is not included in NSE 4, but it is included in NSE 7. Okay, and that VPN is AD VPN, or commonly called as hub and spoke VPN. So that part is included in NSE 7, not in NSE 4. But since this course clubs both of that, so we will also be learning that. That's why I use the term entire VPN. Okay. Now, if you see with reference to infrastructure, routings, SD-WAN, concept of VDOM, IPsec VPN, high availability, proxy behavior, and of course, troubleshooting. Now, just have a second glance at the section 1 and section 2. Right now, let me show you NSE 7. Now, as per the Fortinet official training, okay, they say that someone who should have a prior knowledge of an NSE 4, they have to go with an NSE 7. Now, here, if you see the topics here, isn't it the same? Tell me. See, this is what I was talking about, FortiOS architecture, that how does a firewall process the packet? But we will try to understand this architecture into that, okay? Then we will jump to the initial configurations, okay? Now, logging, traffic session monitoring, routing, high availability, FortiGate, OSPF, BGP, web filtering, IPS, IPsec. See, AD VPN is also included here, right? So, almost 90 to 95% topics are same. If you watch closely, FortiGate and AD VPN, right? And FortiOS architecture. 3 topics I can see which is new, right? Rest all same. So it is now going in much more depth. So that's why we have clubbed this course, because since I have to tell you the same concept, so why not start it from scratch and build it up to the extent that we can, right? That is what the motto is. Okay. So once you are done with these, once we have completed our entire courses and all, you can effectively configure your firewall, no matter what the situation you may lie into. You may effectively initiate the troubleshooting, and at most extent, if it's not a software or hardware bug related issues, which is beyond your control, you would be able to pinpoint where the issue is. Okay. Now, see, since I have worked in this industry, okay, so the examples that we will be discussing, okay, in order to understand the troubleshoots and all, it will not be some kind of an hypothetical bookish example. No. I'm going to tell you about real scenarios that I have handled in my past years. Okay, while I had the opportunity to work with similar clients. So we will discuss the real situations. Okay, that if you lie into such a condition, what you should do. See, I often say that when it comes to troubleshooting, that there is a general misconcept that I have to resolve the issue. That's a really a wrong statement. And if you follow that, you will never be a good troubleshooter. Why? Because I can tell you that a VPN can go down because of 15 reasons, even more than that. There can be more than 10 to 20 reasons why a VPN went down. So my job is not to fix the issue. Fixing is the second part. My primary job is to identify and narrow down the issue. So all that matter is approach. Whenever you have to troubleshoot anything, it's all about the approach. How you are approaching to resolve a certain issue. Because there can be number of reasons. So I will narrow it down. Okay, fine. I checked this, so this cannot be possible. Then I checked this, so this cannot be possible. Then I checked what that, this, and then I will come. Okay, based upon these logs, probably there is a highly chance that because of this thing, because I see so and so logs, so it seems the issue is at this stage. Then the solution comes into picture. First, identify the solution. Sorry, identify the issue, the cause. Okay, so it's all about approach, and that is what my efforts will be in order to build that concept. Okay, so this is what we are going to follow throughout the course. Okay, it will be a mutual exchange of knowledge. Okay, whatever I say, if you do not agree with that, okay, do not remain silent.